Oftentimes, because there's so much interest in a business, I can't give you my full attention. I wanted to share with you a couple of ways that you can get my attention and other brokers at website closers. And this also this applies for our target clients, our sellers, the target company you're interested in, so that we can quickly and efficiently get the right people in front of our clients and get deals done. That's the spirit behind this video. The first thing I evaluate is the strategic fit. I'm trying to get a perspective of how the target company and you fit. So kind of a ranking I do, this is kind of a mental ranking I do when I'm in communication with buyers, trying to understand if they have direct experience in the same category or niche as the company for sale, if they have an indirect experience with that same sector or category, or if there's no experience whatsoever, if it's just a financial transaction. And I rank these, A, B, and C, because none of these preclude or exclude a buyer from getting the deal. It just helps me understand a little bit better, like what the strategic fit is. When you're looking at a listing, one of the first things I would encourage you to do after you've received it is put together a response to me. Tell me you got it, number one. If you haven't seen it already, we have problems with email. The deliverability rate is low. There's spam filters that block communications, and I like to know that I'm not sending out to avoid. This isn't a radio station. I'm not a podcast host. I need communication back and forth. Let me know that you got my offer memo. If at this point in time you've signed an NDA. Also, tell me, how do you strategically fit with the company? The next part is your experience. What sort of experience do you have in mergers and acquisitions? In that response, tell me your experience. If you're part of a firm or a group that's closed a whole bunch of deals, let me know. Conversely, if you're a first-time buyer, let me know. It doesn't preclude you from doing deals with us. I just need to understand who I'm dealing with, and so I can properly guide you to get you to the point where we can get a deal done. And also let me know, have you done a deal with website closers? And if so, who? Who are you working with? That's helpful. Don't beat around the bush around this. Just tell me. Explain to me. That way I can get you to the front of the line. Your financing. What are the contingencies you have? How are your deals structured? Preference goes to cash buyers, people without or people without financing contingencies. In the middle of the road are offers that are between 30 and 50% of the deal is financed. And then towards the bottom of the pack are groups and individuals that are financing more than 51%. This also includes SBA borrowers. The more the financing contingency and the more the financing is on a deal, oftentimes the longer that it takes to get it done. Frequently there's more breakage because now we're not just dealing with you. Of course, we're dealing with your funding source, your investors, your bank, your LPs, etc. If you can share with me your financing structure, that's really helpful. You can stand out if you're a cash buyer or if you've got dry powder on your balance sheet and you're acquiring deals. That is a huge opportunity to stand out amongst the rest, because that's a small, select, elite group of buyers. Many times those buyers are getting a lot of our deals too. If you are a private equity, family office, or institutional investor, you're a professional acquisition individual or firm, or you're doing deals over $10 million, this is some information that is really helpful for me to get you to the front of the line of those businesses too. So I'm trying to find different ways to not treat you like a number, to not treat you like a random email coming from the cosmos, looking at deals, kicking the tires, sniffing around. I need your help to sort through, who all is out there. For deals over $10 million, it is super helpful if you can help me understand how you're going to fund the deal. If you can't help me understand how to fund the deal, I've probably pointed you to this video because I'm more than likely not putting you in the front of the line because I can't until I can vet that you can fund the deal. If you're fully funded, show me a balance sheet. Shabam. Wow. Like that will get you VIP treatment. Show me what kind of dry powder do you have? Oh boy, you're going to get my attention. You're going to get website closers' attention. That immediately separates the men from the boys, the women from the girls. If you don't have that and you don't have dry powder, that's fine too. Do you have lending partners or other sources of committed capital? If you can provide me the information or your term sheets or some evidence, shabam. Okay. Wow. That's awesome. Give me that. Show me that. I'll keep it confidential. It's between you and I. We've already got an NDA and confidentiality between us. That is, really, really exciting. That puts you front of the line, top of the pack, king of the mountain. That would be amazing. If you're raising money, you don't have it yet. If you don't have your lending partners sorted out, that's okay too. Explain to me what's your experience in doing so, particularly for the sector that we're discussing, and also the size of the business that you're doing. If you don't have any experience, that's okay. Let me know. And in fact, I've got lending sources. They might be able to help you. We've got lending partners that can do it at the largest levels. Publicly traded companies. We've got private equity firms that also are lending institutions as well. They're looking for sponsors. If you've got a strategic fit, an operational background, and you're looking for a lending source, I can help with that too. We can still get the deal done. If you've got any company key performance indicators or any pitch decks or something else that explains who your firm is, or something that shares a little bit more about your acquisition criteria, I'd love it if you'd share it with me. I'll review it. That would be fantastic. We've got a number of professional acquisition and M&A firms and individuals that have that, and it's really helpful. Also, if you see a strategic alignment, two ways: your strategic alignment with the target company, or the target company's strategic alignment with you. Share it with me. Give me a couple of sentences, a brief statement about where you see that. If you haven't heard it before, I'll just say it again. Sellers have built these businesses. The founders, they built these things from most of the time from the ground up. Occasionally we have somebody that's acquired a business and later on they're reselling it, but that's few and far between. So most of our sellers, the business is their baby, and they want to know that it's going to somebody incredibly strategically aligned with it, or they have the resources to be able to make it grow, particularly if there's some kind of deferred compensation for the seller, an earnout, equity role, if there's any seller finance. We have to explain to the seller how they're going to see the next bite of the apple. And if they don't have confidence that you can do that, we're really in an uphill battle. Now, as it relates to the preferential treatment of our larger deals, typically in the early stages, we will be working with companies that are either fully funded or they have their lending partners lined up. If you're a sponsor and you need to get the business under LOI and then go raise your funds, more often you're going to have to sit on the bench for just a little bit. We're going to work through the companies that that have their funding already figured out, because it just doesn't make sense for us to introduce that level of risk to the seller up front and take the company off of market, get into an exclusive LOI in some cases, hope and prayer that the financing comes through. Unfortunately, we've been through a lot of tough situations where we've done exactly that. And, kind of in 2021, the current feeling amongst the firm's brokers is preference for working with buyers that have their financing sorted out. If you're not looking to necessarily sponsor the deal and you can come to a pretty sizable portion of the cash component of the deal, just let me know how you would arrive at that. That, again, is kind of what I'm trying to get to. Just speaking plain English, how are we going to get the deal done? I'm Nate Lind, and I help people interested in buying or selling online businesses get the transaction done without the deal falling apart. If you're looking to buy or sell online businesses, then be sure to keep tuning in for more videos like this one. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications about new videos and interviews. Also, if you own an online business and you're curious of how much it's worth, click the link below to get a free business valuation with a member of our team.